This is for Year 11 methods. We're going to look at question 3 from the Chapter 1 review. So this is the Tech 3 section. Now, we're trying to solve for this inequality in 3b. Okay, so in general, with inequalities, you only change the direction of the sign whenever you multiply or divide by a negative number. So if you don't do that, don't change the direction of the inequality sign. So I've got 3 minus 2x on 5 is greater than or equal than 60. So I'm going to treat the inequality as if it was a normal equal sign. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. So 5 60s are 300. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. Now, just be careful because the negative still belongs to 2x, so it doesn't disappear automatically. So you get 297 left. Now, this is the step where the inequality sign changes, because we're going to divide both sides by -2 to isolate the x. So the direction of the sign changes, and you've got -297 divided by 2. So that's your final answer. All right. For part C, you just simply expand the brackets. So 3 times 58 would be 174. 3 times 24 would be 72, plus 10 is less than 70. Now let's move all the numbers to the other side. So this goes over there and this goes over there. So 70 minus 10 is 60. 60 minus 72 is minus 12. And I'm dividing both sides by positive 174. Okay. You can simplify it further, because this goes into 174 80 something times, so 87 times, and that's your simplest answer. So that's basically how you approach inequalities. Remember, if you're dividing by a positive number, that doesn't change the sign of the inequality, but if you're dividing by a negative number, it does. For question 8, we're just rearranging the equation to make W the subject. Now, you might go, oh, I'll subtract 1 from both sides. It doesn't work that way, because this bracket is multiplied by P. So the first step is to divide both sides by P to get rid of the P, and getting rid of the brackets in this sense. I'm going to subtract both sides by 1, and I'm assuming what the book does is that it doesn't leave it in this form. They combine it as a single fraction. So this is how you combine something as a single fraction. So a -1 can be rewritten as negative P over P. Okay, because something divided by itself is just a whole. Okay, so it's a 1. So what they've done is they've combined the fractions together, or the terms together, and you divide both sides by r. Okay, when you divide both sides by r, it just basically goes in the denominator. Okay, so rp equals w, and that's your final answer. Just in case you didn't know, I'll give a similar example. If I had 2 over 3, and I'm dividing it by 4, what happens is you're just multiplying the bottom by 4. So it's 2 over 12, just 1 over 6. Okay, hopefully that sort of makes sense, like, as to how that works. Next question, 14b. I want to use substitution. The only reason why I want to use substitution is because one of the variables is the subject. Okay, all you need to do is just sub this in to here. So whenever you have an A, you're going to write 2b plus 11. The idea is you want one equation. You want one equation on one variable, and you can solve it. If you have one equation, two variables, you can't solve it. Okay, so can you see that this equation is in terms of b's only? Great, we can solve it. Expand. So this will be 8b plus 44 minus 3b equals 11. Simplify. 5b minus 33. So b equals minus 33 over 5. I've got my b. Now just sub back into one of the equations. I'm going to choose the a equation because we're solving for a. So a equals 2b, so 2 times negative 33 over 5 plus 11. Okay, that's negative 66 over 5 plus 11. Now we're going to simplify it. We want to make it over 5, so 5 times 11 is 55 over 5. Okay, then we can simplify it. Okay, so this will be negative 11 over 5. Oops, negative 11 over 5. Okay, so the idea behind substitution is that you get one of the variables on its own and substitute what it represents into the other equation and you solve it. Okay, whereas elimination is when you line up two equations. So for example, if I had like 2a plus b equals 4, 2a minus 3b equals 6, you line them up and then you do a subtraction of the equation. So it's a different method. So this method's called substitution. So hopefully it helps.